Hello everyone, and welcome to Handstronics. This is my first video, and I will explain a little bit what this channel will be about. My intentions are to share DIY projects for which we'll be using electronic components such as microcontrollers, mainly Arduino, sensors, actuators, relays, solar panels, etc. All of these are very cheap, so don't worry about the price. I want these to be useful projects for our daily life, not only academic projects, but something that we can take advantage of or that can be useful for many of us. I have to tell you that I am not an electronic expert, so many times I will be learning at the same time that you see this video. Of course, I will make some mistakes, but what it counts is that we have fun while building our projects and that we get them working. We can always improve them later. My plan is to show every step on the videos, so you can build it too. You will see the real progress on the projects, and even if I change my mind at some point of the project regarding some components or something. You can also participate, so please leave a comment in the video whenever you want, or if you want me to explain something with more detail or some specific part. Currently, I already have some components that I bought for projects I had in mind. We will be using some of them in our projects, and I want to show you now some of these components. For example, we can start by the microcontrollers. Here I have an Arduino Uno. This is a microcontroller. For those of you who don't know what a microcontroller is, this is like a small computer, and you can connect it with sensors and other components such as displays, so they work together. For example, you can show the value from the sensors on the displays. I also have another microcontroller which is smaller, and it's this one. This is an Arduino Mini Pro. As you can see, this is smaller than this one because this is made for real projects. I think this one works at 5 volts, but you can find them also working at 3.3 volts. I know that there are many other microcontrollers even smaller than this one, but I think this is very cheap and useful for our projects. So in our first projects we will be using some of them. Some other components I have are displays. I have currently 3 types of displays, which are these ones. This is a LCD display, and it can show I think it's 16 characters and 2 rows of 16 characters. In total there will be 32 characters, and it can be connected using this module that I bought separately, and this converts to I2C bus. This is a bus used for electronic components, which is very easy to use. I also have this other display, which is very interesting. If I can open it. This is an organic LED display, and it is also connected using I2C bus. And maybe we will be using this for some project. And this one is another display. Maybe some of you will recognize this display. This kind of display was used in some old mobile phones, Nokia, I think. I can't remember very well, but it is widely used in electronic projects in general. So we will be using this too in some projects. Apart from the displays, I also have some other components. For example, I have this relay, which is a alternating current relay. This is used, for example, for connecting an electric appliance or some electric light. So you can send the on or off signal from the microcontroller through these pins here, so you can switch on or off a light or something, some other appliance. I also have here voltage regulator. This is used for, I can't remember very well if this is a step up or a step down regulator. So this is the input and the output. So you bring the input voltage here and you get here the output, and you can regulate using this small screw. I don't know if you can see it. So maybe in some projects we will be using this too. I also have some LEDs that I bought. These are very powerful LEDs, and this is RGB, I think. Depending on the pin we put the voltage on, we will be showing red, green or blue light. I also have here some RTC. This is very important for some projects which are very dependent on the time accuracy, because microcontrollers aren't very accurate on time. If we get them working for days or weeks, some microcontrollers get some delays. So if we use this component, which are an RTC, real-time clock, we will be getting a very accurate time that we can use in our code. For example, for when we need an accurate time or date. And I also have here some radio transmitter. These are transmitters and receiver at the same time, I think they are full duplex. Very powerful. I think these have a section here which is the transmitter and also an amplifier and this antenna here. So I think this works at 2.5 gigahertz and high range. So we can get up to 1 kilometers or so, I think. I have never used it, so maybe in some future project we will be using it. Also, I have here a Bluetooth module. This Bluetooth component can be used, for example, connected to a microcontroller to send some parameters or sensor readings from the microcontroller to a smartphone, for example, or for sending some instruction from the cell phone to the microcontroller. And maybe we will be using this in another project. I also have here SD card reader. This can be used for reading or for storing for example, some sensor reading from a temperature sensor or something. The microcontroller can read this sensor and store the temperature inside the SD card. It's widely known as a data logger, so we will be using this too. And I also have another component which is very interesting. This is a Wi-Fi module, so it can be used for connecting our microcontroller to a Wi-Fi network, or for making a network server. I also have another component, which are these ones that I'm sure that you will recognize very fast. These are, of course, solar panels, and we will be using this for a project I have in mind for our garden. It works at 6 volts. They are 1 watt power. So this would be in total 3 watts power, and these were very cheap. Don't worry, because I will be sharing a link inside the video where we will be using this. And it's very interesting because we will be able to charge some battery for making some components work in the garden. So this would be a very interesting project too. I also have here copper board. This is a two-sided board, and I just wanted to show you this because we will be using this for making our PCBs, our own PCBs, using a very manual process. And it's not a perfect process, but very cheap, and that everyone can make at home. So we will be making our PCBs using this kind of boards. So I think that's everything I can show you from now. In the next video I will show you which specific projects I have in mind, and I will make an introduction to our first project that I promise it's very interesting. Please subscribe, press the like button and leave a comment. That way you will be supporting this channel. So many thanks for doing it. I will see you in the next video. Bye!